All right, so everybody just sent you a notice that this call is being recorded. Press OK. Please don't say leave. Okay, Shirley, go ahead. It's all yours.
Thank you. My name is Shirley Richardson. I am from Moss Point, Mississippi. I'm about 15 minutes from the Gulf of Mexico. There's no further south in Mississippi to go than where I am. I've been on this program since July the 20th. I'm basically healthy, but over the years, my blood pressure and arthritis and just different things started all going in the wrong direction. And I kind of wanted them to come back in this direction, but without all of the medicine. So when I heard about this program, oh, and by the way, I did need to lose a little weight. But when I heard about this program from Ricky and Ricky Thornton and all of the benefits that it had made for her, I thought I'd like to give it a try because it was without all of the side effects of all the medicine. So I did. July the 20th, I started with my daughter, Sharon McClendon, and we started together. And in September, by September, from July, August, all of August and September, I'd lost 21 pounds. So I was really, really proud of that. And next month, I go back to the doctor and I'll get all of my stats. And then eventually I'll be able to, hopefully be able to let you guys know how I'm doing there. But I'm enjoying it and I'm sharing it with my family because of the good results that I've had, and I want to see them have it very much. So that's about me. Now we're looking at this element 5, optimizing your surroundings. I have really enjoyed this element. I noticed that it said the average time to complete is 1 to 2 weeks. That's because it's just so full of so many interesting thoughts, mindset, different things. And but what it does is teaches you how to modify the places, change things, and recruit people to get into your life, the new life that you're going to prepare for yourself. It helps you to create a micro environment. I didn't know what a micro environment was, but it means the bubble that you've created for yourself that is helping you to become healthier, not just weight loss, but your health as well. It provides tips and resources to help you to improve your relationships and examine the value of our community and our surroundings. So to get into it, that was page 124. On page 126, I'd like to read that first paragraph. It says, your goal is to create a micro environment of health, a protective bubble to shield you against obesogenic forces and nurture your growth and transformation. I appreciate this because there was a new word for me, obesogenics, and that has reference to any of the influences. I know you hear the word obese in it, but any of the forces that help to lean you towards being unhealthy, those are the obesogenic forces. And we want to keep that outside of our bubble. As we learned in the previous elements, we are about taking responsibility and accepting accountability for our health and our life and our relationships and all of that. And that's not an easy thing, nor is it a quick thing to do. But when you recognize, we'll get to this in here, there's above the line and below the line. When you recognize where you are, where you want to be, and that you may be slipping down into another area, it helps when you know the signs and so that you can effectively pull yourself up out of those. A lot of your associates may not have the same mindset as you do, so you may run into a little resistance. And when you do, how do you handle that in a positive way by staying above the line rather than stooping to below the line? We're going to talk about the dynamics of certain relationships and interactions with people, and how important it is to gain support from our community, our family, or whoever our the people are in this bubble, how critically important they are in helping us reach this new life. Another one that I wanted to read because of the impactful information in this is on page 127, the top paragraph. Relationships are critical to everything we do in life. We are hardwired to be social, and our sense of connection, belonging, and attachment to other people is one of the most fundamental of all human needs. They call it hardwired, but that's really the way we were created by our Creator. This connection not only serves us on our journey to health and well-being, but is essential in living a longer, healthier life. People that lack these fundamental human relationships of companionship and connection are at a 45% greater risk of dying earlier. That was very deep for me, that your relationships had that much of an influence. So one of the other things that we learned in the previous element was on the stop, challenge, and choose. So when we're facing the different things that we're talking about tonight, those are some, it's a tool that we can use when we're confronted to, first of all, stop, take a look at it, challenge it, and then choose which way we want to go, because that helps us to make a difference between the Labrador brain, or what they call the hot and go, or the cool and know brain. No meaning, I mean the K-N-O-W, that type of a no. That Labrador brain is kind of what a baby uses, no matter where you are, however serious or intense something is. If something happens and the baby doesn't like it, what does it do? It cries, just disturbs everything. Or you put one down on the floor, they're liable to just walk up and walk into the street or pull down $1,000 vase or whatever, because of their brain just doesn't tell them consequences of things they do. So that's the hot and go, when you just do anything, just regardless of whatever happens. And the opposite of that is the cool or the know brain, which is a meaningful, conscious evaluation or conversation with the situation, so that you think this thing out and decide which way do I want to go with this. And that is the default of this Habits of Health from Dr. Wayne Anderson, is that we learn to use this cool and know healthier brain to help us to deal with things. As we become more familiar with our behavior and our reaction to the different things that happen, we learn how to respond to them when they happen. There are certain people, when you see them, automatically it triggers something in your head. But then with this lesson, this element, we're learning how to stop, challenge, and choose, and make a decision. If you'll notice on page 128, that you want to be above the line, which is an open, curious growth mindset, rather than being on the closed, defensive, and want to be right all the time, below the line mindset. Once you do that, it benefits you in so many different ways, because you're going to meet these people and places and circumstances always. So let's see, what page was that? No, not yet. We want to learn how to turn off that hot and go switch and learn to respond rather than react. A lot of times when you hear things, it just takes a few minutes to reframe. That was the word that was used on page, what is that, 130. A lot of times you hear things and you perceive them one way, and that might cause you to become angry or whatever. But if you listen, stop, challenge and choose, and you listen to it, it gives you an opportunity to reframe it. And maybe it was not the threat that you thought it was. And because it's not that threat, then you can deal with it differently. And then if it is a threat, then you can also have a choice of what you're going to do about it. It gave an example on page 131 about a teenager who left the kitchen dirty. The parent came in and, oh my goodness, she just threw up her hands. What are you doing? Why'd you leave the kitchen like this? And then that was the hot and go response. And then she ended up going to have a glass of wine or whatever, because she had made everybody upset. And the opposite response was that she handled it with the cool and no attitude, where she talked to her daughter and ended up with a better response. The kitchen got cleaned and it didn't upset everything, and everybody was happier. Thought it was interesting in there that about anger. The feeling of anger lasts about 90 seconds on an average. That was very key to me. I had not realized that before. Page 137 encourages us to list some emotions, and then how would you deal with these emotions? How would you attack them? On the cool and go, I'm saying it backwards, cool and no, or the hot and go? Which way would you go on these different emotions? And that was important, because the hot and go mindset is not healthy and it does not benefit us. But being able to have that cool and no brain or reaction to it helps us to move from the go into a better, the other healthier mindset. It's encouraging us on page 133 to track our situations and take a look at them and actually see what things triggers us, and then maybe write down some avoidance strategies. What can you do when you're faced with these types of things? Regulating your behavior will be easier as you become more aware of your emotions, and that will allow us to start managing responses better. And there are things that we can do that makes the way we respond or react to them, helps us to become more effective. Just responding to it off the top of your head, or saying what I call smart alecky things, that's not always getting the desired result that you want, and it's not as effective. It's not an overnight thing. Page 134 at the bottom says it takes some work, maybe just an inch at a time. So that gives us a goal of something that we want to do. On page 135, it talks about some ways that we can try to control our emotions. On page 136, it talks about 4 really interesting questions when we're dealing with some situations that need to be diffused. What is happening? What did I want to have happen? What is missing? What's next? And I'm sure he's done the research on these, but those questions will help us develop a way to diffuse a lot of the different things that the negative things that we have. And a very important part of this was the next portion, trying to keep from running out of time. That's very important is about listening to others and really listening with a view of caring about how they feel. And because they care, because they understand that you care about their feelings, they're more supportive and it's more responsive. That's basically what I got out of this article. There are more things, but I think I've run out of time. But this was really, really insightful. I would really encourage everybody to take a look at it, because all of us have that hot and go in us. We just need to manage it and see if it can take us over to the cool and go. And so because our goal is to become healthy. Thank you.
Very, very nice. Thank you, Shirley. I love that. You're so right. We all have that hot and go. And as it says, we don't have very much time to where we want to stop, challenge ourselves to make a good choice, a good decision. And I love how this is so much more than just a diet, and we can apply this not only to what we put in our mouth, but even to, you know, all areas and different areas of our life and our health, especially dealing with our surroundings and the people around us. Very nice. Thank you, Shirley, for covering that. We really, really appreciate it. So what we'll do is we'll pass it on to you guys, to the participants, to the audience, and we would love to hear from you. If we can't, because of time, let's try to keep it short so we can get more people to kind of share. But what points did you appreciate in element 5 on building a healthy surrounding? And if you want, you can just raise your hand and we'll just kind of call on you from there. Go ahead, Lenita. And go ahead and unmute yourself. You should have the ability to unmute yourself. There you go.
Okay. I really liked the point on page 133. It said to check yourself before you wreck yourself. I know that's like one of the famous like sayings. I just remember my grandpa, one of his things he always used to do was say these like crazy sayings, but this one is so real because when we think about our relationships, do you constantly put off on the other person, like, oh, it's because my mom wants me to eat these pies, it's because my husband wants me to have this cookie, but really we can figure out a way that we can change ourselves in our relationships and to help our family and friends be supportive on our journey. And just looking within ourselves and thinking about how we are going to respond when they do ask. You just let them know. Like, one thing I do is I just be like, look, I lost 28 pounds and I'm not going back. So you can have that pie if you want to, but I'm choosing not to. So it's just coming up with a response and just letting them know. And a lot of the time, you know, that piques their interest. Like, what are you doing, girl? Put me on. So you just never know how it could benefit you.
Yeah, I love that. Very nice. Thank you. Go ahead, Carol.
Yeah, this was a really good element to go over. There's so many points, but since we're keeping it short, 30 seconds or less, right? So I really like that this is like a workbook. So there's a portion on page, I can't hardly see in this room. I think it's 140 that gives you an opportunity to write down triggers, people that you already know that trigger you and get you going, you know. And if you kind of getting yourself prepared for the encounters that you may have with them or situations that might get you going and get you in trouble. So I really like that because you what is it? To be forearmed is to be forealarmed. What's that thing? You know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I really like this. And this also reminds me of a poem my dad used to have us say all the time. If you can keep your head all about you when others are losing theirs and blaming it on you. I love that poem, if. And it's really true. So if you can figure out what's going on up here, if you can be more aware of what's going on around you, if you prepare, you can handle any situation. All right, I'm gonna leave it there, but I can say a lot more. So I'm gonna leave it.
Nice. Very, very nice. Go ahead, Charles. I don't know if you guys can hear me. It's telling me my internet is slow, but Charles, go ahead.
Well, the stop challenge and choose 135. I personally, I mean, this whole section, the whole books is designed to help you be self-aware, but I feel like that really just zooms in on certain facets of being self-aware. You know, and it goes along there with in page 133 about checking yourself. Since you're breathing, feel all that hot energy cool down before you speak or act, you know. And so in any situation like what she was just saying, you know, if you feel yourself getting worked up because you don't want to turn around and get to stress eating and all that stuff, whatever situation, whether you just want food or whether somebody done ticked you off. And so I just personally, I gather like that for somebody who used to have really bad anger issues, certain things like this just definitely helps me to be able to continue to essentially think before I react. Very basic, common sense, but obviously even in our adult years, this applies heavily. Um, because yeah, it's, you know, sometimes you just want to get somebody to 1-2 and then, you know, stuff your face and have a drink later, but you know you can't do that. You know, it's not healthy for you or the other person.
Yeah, so true. We don't want to give them the 1-2, 1-2. Go ahead, Miss Ricky.
Okay, well, I really like those 4 questions that it mentions, and I can't see those numbers in that orange circle. But anyway, the one question says, what is happening? You want to recognize that. And then what did I want to have happen? And what is missing? And what's next? Because I mean, I had well, I don't know, not even a confrontation, but a client text me about her situation, and I, you know, within me, I was wanting to respond right away, but I knew it would not be a good thing to respond right away to what she had said. So I just let her say what she was going to say, and then I made an appointment to speak with her later, because what I don't want to happen is to start an argument, you know, and get somebody all up in the air over something. And when I'm trying to help that person, and then, but it says, what did I want to happen? I want this person to be able to complete their program and get to their goal and have better health. I don't want her to get angry with me and then, you know, drop the program. The what is missing is the thing I got to figure out. And then what is next? I got to figure out those 2 things. So I'm working on it, and I made an appointment to see her, to talk with her for tomorrow. And because I want to do what it says there, listen with the desire to understand people from their vantage point. So if I can do that, then maybe I can help lead her through these 4 things without making it a confrontation or making it an issue, but help her get to where she wants to go.
Very nice. I love that, Ricky. That's so good. And I don't see how anybody could be mad at you, Ricky. If someone's mad at you, there's something wrong with them. Just my personal opinion. Okay, let's see. We'll go a couple more. Go ahead, Barbara.
Okay, I appreciate it on page 141. It speaks about as we create a new healthy life, we should draw friends close and move away from your accomplices. A friend is someone who helps you on your journey. An accomplice is someone who actively helps you to get in trouble. So we need to have like-minded people around us, which is a very powerful motivator. And then when managing our accomplices, we need to make sure that when we are socializing with them, that we avoid environments that can influence our behavior. It may be better to take a break from them until our habits are installed and we are stronger. So that helps us to, we just need to create a healthier environment around us. And that's what we want to do. That was it.
Yeah, very, very nice. Very nice. Thank you. Maybe we'll do one more. Does anybody, one more point they want to share or they appreciate about this element, want to, or how it's helped them and applied into their life and health? Nope. Anyone? Going once, going twice? Nope. Okay. Very nice. Well,
Josephine has something to say.
Miss Josephine has her hand up. I don't know how I missed that. Go ahead, Josephine.
It's on page number 139 is I've given myself an assignment, and that's what it says to do the assignment. I wanted to improve on being a good listener. I have a tendency to give unsolicited advice, even though I think it's good, it may not be good for that person. However, it says that we should wait until the person has finished the last syllable of their response before we give a response to what they're saying. Because sometimes when you think of it, the person may not get right to the point at the beginning or the middle, is at the end. So I'm going to be working on becoming a better listener. That's one of my objectives. That's what I want to do. So I'm going to be trying to do that element and see the outcome. And so this entire element was very powerful. So I had to go back over it because they had a lot of good points to it, but this particular one really perked my interest. And so I'm going to be working on that moving forward.
Very nice. Thank you for that, Josephine. Appreciate you sharing that. And so one thing we want to remember for everybody, especially our clients here, well, what's amazing about even as coaches, we're still clients. We're still on our journey, whatever our goals might be. But what we want to do is, if you look at the very last page of 149, it asks a series of questions. So this is where once you've gone through and you've completed this element, you want to go back and write down your thoughts guided by the following questions. What does this element mean to you right now? So when you think about it, what does it mean to you right now? What does this element give you the opportunity to reflect on? What actions are you going to take as a result of this element? And what does healthy community mean to you? And do you currently have one? So really reflect on these questions and then go back after you kind of write these down and you think about them. When you check in with your coach or call your coach or text your coach and let them know what you wrote down. And let them know. And this is what's amazing about our program and the 4 components, that you have a coach that actually wants to go over these questions with you. You have a coach that actually gets compensated and paid to go over these questions with you. So make them work for their money. All right. Well, thank you everybody for being on. We really, really appreciate you guys. Next week is the first Tuesday of the month. So next week, our call will be a little bit different. We're not going to go over the Element in Life book. We're actually going to be sharing stories. We're going to be sharing transformations. So we invite you to come on next week. We invite you to invite a friend, a family, anyone that you feel that could benefit from this, because we're going to open it up to everybody, and we're just going to love on you. We want to hear from you, and we want to celebrate any wins and victories you've had the last couple of weeks, couple of months. So thank you guys all for being on. At this point, what we're going to do is retransition into our coaching team huddle. So our clients, if you want to, you're more than welcome to stay on. We actually encourage you to stay on. But we will be transitioning into our coach huddle and having a little discussion and conversation with all the coaches, a little training, mindset, skill set training with our coaches. And again, you are welcome to stay on and listen if you want to, if you choose to. All right. This is where we transition. Very, very nice. All right, everybody. Well, welcome to our coach team huddle. Good evening, coaches. How's everybody doing? Good. All right. Shirley, you did amazing. That was wonderful. Thank you so much. You guys, let's give Shirley a round of applause. Spare fingers. Thank you, Shirley, for really covering that element. Really appreciate that. What I want to do, guys, from here on out is, I think this is a great opportunity for us as coaches to really, one, dig into the life book. You know, when we do this call, when Shaddad and I really did this, we kind of changed our team huddle to do it this way, where the first half was for our client, the second half for coaches. We thought it'd be a really good idea to kind of model and demonstrate what Optavia does, because Optavia has been doing a call like this for years. Dr. A has been doing a call where he goes over the elements, the life book, for the past 20 years. So we thought it'd be really cool to kind of do our own, so that, you know, clients can hear us, they can see you, they can hear from you, they can hear you share your story, they can hear other clients share their story. And we really thought it was a cool idea to really dig into the life book, because it gets people to actually dig into the life book, especially for us as coaches. We definitely want to make sure we're leading by example, by you know, being a good role model and a good client ourselves, and dig into the life book. So what we're going to do and I'm actually working on a spreadsheet, just so it's a little bit more organized, and no one's kind of like last minute kind of throwing like, hey, can you lead? But I'm gonna put together a spreadsheet, and we're gonna have all the elements. And then what we'll do is we'll allow you, the coaches, to kind of choose what element you want to go over. So if you have a favorite one that you want to present and discuss on our team huddle or our coach community call, we'll allow you to kind of choose. And then if we don't get them filled in, we'll kind of fill it in. But we'll have this spreadsheet with the element, with the schedule, so we know exactly what we're going to be discussing. We know exactly what we're going to be talking about, and also give you guys an opportunity to kind of pick and choose what, you know, one that you want to discuss and you want to talk about. So that was something Shaddad and I was talking about. What do you guys think? Would that be helpful? Yeah. How about Ricky? Yeah, Ricky thinks so. But this will only work from coaches if we get buy-in. So one of the things we want to do, especially as you're inviting your clients on here, your clients, they want to see you. They want to see you leading. Your clients want to see you set an example. They want to see you. They want to hear from you. So this would really only work if our coaches, especially if you're inviting clients, if everyone can kind of help out with this, you know, with those elements. So I'll create that spreadsheet. We'll put it in our coaching group, so that, and it'll be like a document where you can go in there and edit, and you can pick and choose what element you want to do. And then we'll just kind of fill in. And that way we can kind of go around, and everybody can pick and choose, and everybody can kind of do one, you know, their favorite one. And it's just a little bit more structured and organized. I think as we grow, and I'm really thinking about just growth, as we grow and we build, and we have, because I already know by the beginning of this year, this call, we're going to have 60, 70, 80 people on this call. And not only that, you're going to have coaches on this call too. So I think as we kind of build, I'm always thinking about, you know, the next 6 months to a year, as we kind of build, I think having a little bit more structure will kind of help. Definitely help. Sounds good. You guys cool with that? Okay. So I will work on that and then post that in the group. And then me and Shadan will kind of manage that so that we can, get that all taken care of. All right, cool. Something I did want to discuss and talk about before I do that, I do want to do a kind of a survey, just to kind of scan and kind of see, we have a week left. We have a week left in the month. How's everybody doing? How are you guys feeling? What's your mood? Mentally, where are you at? Where are you at in your business? Where are you at with your clients? Where are you at for those senior coaching above, when you wrote your map? Where are you at with your map? Let's just kind of do a quick little survey, just kind of get a census of the group on where you guys are at, where you guys are feeling. How are you guys feeling? Anybody want to? Charles, go for it, man.
I'll humbly admit I'm getting a little bit better with my time management. That's why I was talking with James and I was letting him know, like, man, time has just been crazy. Things have been all over the place. We had a loss recently that kind of just threw everything a little crazy. My sister's mom passed, so I've been all over the place trying to figure out how to get to her and, run my business and all that stuff. I'm doing better than I was, a week ago. So I'm able to focus. I'm able to zoom in more and connect with people and do like that. I'm just humbly admitting it. Like I have not been able to put in like 100% like I would like to have. But things have been stabilizing better on my part. I managed to get somebody signed today. And I got people scheduled, who are, looking to improve their life too. So I'm doing good, one steady incline. As you know, when you incline to something, things get heavier, but it builds endurance. And so it builds strength. So as I incline, it's giving me more endurance. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Nice. Appreciate you. Thanks for being open and sharing that. Really do appreciate that. And yeah, we've been working through a lot of things with the structure and your calendar and getting better with that. And you did just bring on, actually, you said you're about to sign up right before this call. I think you signed up another client, right? So yeah, congratulations on that. That's exciting. This man will be senior coach this month. So we're going to be celebrating him. I told him we're going to do it. So we're going to have Brand celebrating a new senior coach by the end of this month. Cool. Thanks, Charles. Anybody else? Go ahead, Carol. And then Shadan will get you.
Yes, I'm going before Shadan. So yeah, I was telling Ricky, I was like thinking I was doing really great, and then all of a sudden, like the world just fell out of my, so I had a well, one I fixed right before this, like literally like 5 minutes before we came on. One was a problem with a payment, but I got that resolved today, so that went through. And then I had somebody that signed up, and then she got the thing. She was all excited, and then she called to text me today and said she was canceling. She didn't give no explanation. I tried to get an explanation. She wouldn't tell me. So I don't know what happened. I'm guessing it was financial, just because she was being so secretive. I could be wrong. But it just, you get disheartened. But I think the element that we had today was perfect, because it reminded me to just breathe and understand that there was probably other things going on that was affecting it, and it wasn't me, that I messed up, because she did tell me, thank you so much and you're awesome, I just can't do it right now. So I don't know what that was. I just like to always have an opportunity to try to fix things. I guess I need to cut that out. But yeah, so I thought I was cool and made in the shade with lemonade and just killing it, and then things just start happening. So got a little discouraged, but it's all good. I feel like it's a journey, and it's going to be all right.
Yep. Yep. Couldn't have said it any better myself. Love the awareness, Carol. Love that. Very, very nice. Yeah. Anybody else? Oh, Shadon. We had said we're gonna get Shadon next. Go for it.
Hey everybody. Um, I just ain't been wanting to talk to nobody. That's where I'm at. I don't feel like talking to nobody, no nothing. I don't want to send no message. I don't want to do anything. But the good thing about this is having our own business. We can take them times off and just reevaluate. And we don't have to have nobody, oh, you got to come to work. You got to do this. You got to do that. So we can take that time to reassess, to get back to where we want to be and refocus back on our goals. So I just took a little mini vacation. That's all, but I'm still here. we got goals that we need to accomplish by next summer. So we getting back to it. That was it. That's what I share.
I love it. Thank you, Shadon, for being open and blunt and sharing how you feel. And it's true, because sometimes that happens. But I think what he said is the most important thing is we reassess and we get back to it, because I mean, to be honest, you guys, our goals don't care how we feel. Like your goals do not care if you're tired. Your goals don't care if you don't feel like talking to nobody. Your goals do not care how they feel. All your goals care about is, are you going to do the work to make them happen? So I love that. He said we reassess and we get back in it. Because if not, we'll probably be in the same position we were next year as we were last year if we don't do the work. But thanks, Shadon. Appreciate you sharing that. Nellie, love to hear from you.
Hello, everyone. And Miss Shirley, you do a wonderful job. And Carol, you just are wonderful. And I know you do nothing wrong. Then she gotta come back to you. I've been doing my job too. I've been testing and tell people I can help you with the program, get my phone number back, ask for phone numbers. And I don't feel discouraged, because I know the people gotta call me. If they don't call me, they gotta be talking, and I just doing my job. I signed one lady last week. She got her bags in a week. Surprised me, because she got it yesterday. And I sent her the video for the first night to start, and then she called me and said, I don't start today because after I see the video, I want to be prepared. I want to do it right. And I said, that's great. And that's all, but still 4 more days of this month, and we can still calling more people and helping more people. And I'm positive that we gotta do it.
Yeah.
So
Love it. Very nice. Thank you, Nellie, for sharing that. Go ahead, Ricky.
Yeah, I'm kind of like Shadon this month too, but fortunately, this business kind of has a life of its own. So because of referrals, I've been able to at least have 3 new clients this month, and not as many as I wanted to, but at least I was able to help 3 new people get started. And that's what I like about it. Like he said, it's your own business. And so if you need to take a break, you take a break. But if you want to do more, then you do more when you want to do more. And then you might even have a time, when the business will work itself out. So I like them times too.
Yeah. Very nice. Go ahead, Carol.
I was gonna say, in reference to what Nellie said, they do come back. And you have that heart list that you keep looking at and thinking, oh my goodness, if they would only just come on, because I feel so bad about them. I want them to get it. So I did have a friend of mine that was on my list from day one, and I mentioned it to her day one, and she was like, no, I'm gonna do what my doctor told me to do. They gave me a program, and it seems to be working. And then, like, this is the kind of stuff I get. Like, I'm like Ricky too. We've got a lot going on in our family. So I was kind of not really feeling it. And then I get a text in the morning. I'm ready. Look, I did the thing the doctor gave me. It wasn't working. So let's do this. So she texted me. She got a box really fast and she was super excited. So it's true. They come back. They come back. And the recent post I just made, I'm just getting one text message after another and DMs from everybody. So yeah, so I'm hoping that creates something. I just want to help people. I just want them to get it. That's all.
Yeah, very nice. Let's take the next 7 minutes, and then I have a couple tools that I'll kind of leave and share with you guys on how I've learned to manage discouragement and disappointment. But maybe let's take a few minutes to kind of discuss that and talk about because I mean, I'm hearing it and I was really taking notes on what everybody was saying and what they're really saying. And we all have discouragements in a business like this. There's going to be disappointments. There's going to be discouragements. Maybe let's talk about that the next 7-8 minutes on what are some ways you can manage your disappointments and your discouragements. And that can be from anything. That can be from, we got on the phone with a client or on a call with a client, and they poured their heart out and they told us they wanted to do X, Y, and Z. We put them on a plan and a program that's going to help them reach their goals. And the first week they had pizza. That can discourage us. Or, we talk to a coach and we give them a game plan and we spend time to invest them and show them exactly what they need to do to reach their goals, the things that they want to do. And they don't do the work. They don't do the action steps. Clients cancel. They're doing amazing on program, and then we get an email that they're canceling or they push their order out. When we have these things that happen in our business or we don't feel like it, what are some ways we can manage that? You can manage these discouragements and disappointments. What do you guys think? Go ahead, Carol. And then Al will get you next.
Okay, well, a couple of things I do on a personal level. For me, prayer helps me kind of release the stress that goes on. It helps me to evaluate what's more important and to rely on Jehovah. That's my first game plan. Second thing is to just count my blessings and consider all the things that's going right. And for me, this business is more really truthfully about helping people. And the financial part allows me to help people. So I don't look at it like, I look at it a little differently, I guess. I don't know. So I just try to think about all of those things and breathe. And I took a walk today. I took a walk and just looked around and appreciated things that are there. And it just kind of helped me regroup. When I came back in, I had a better personality.
Yeah, I love that. Nice. Very nice. Prayer, take a walk, breathe. Nice. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, cool. All right. Kind of what Carol was saying. For me, I just try not to stress myself out. Stuff like that happens. You could stress yourself out and keep going downward, or like Carol said, take a break, go for a walk, stuff like that. And kind of like what Ricky was saying, the business, if you talk to enough people and talk to sign up enough people, then the business works for you. Then you start getting referrals and you keep positive energy. Positive energy attracts positive energy. And negative energy brings negative energy. So I told James a couple months back, I started meditating. And I do that every morning. I do it at night before I go to sleep. And it just clears my mind about everything. And, being blessed to wake up every morning, get on the phone, work my business, reach out to people that need help and that want to be helped, and just focusing on them is, you know, a blessing alone. I don't worry about the negativity, you know, the canceling or not getting on a call with somebody or they reschedule or something like that. I just focus on the positive part. You do that, the business is gonna work, you know, work itself. And of course you know, want to work hard as well, but try not to stress yourself out too much. Is my main thing.
Thanks, Al, for sharing that. Go ahead, Barbara.
Okay, on one of the meetings that we had in the morning, I think it was either yesterday or the day before, you'll probably know when I start talking about it. One of the coaches was talking about what is a win for us. And it says maybe we're trying to get them a win for ourselves, for them and not for ourselves. Maybe we're trying to get them a win. But it says the win, he said the win for me is what I want it to be. Whatever I want it to be is my win. WIN. So he says that our win could be if they cancel, they're no longer wasting our time. That's what he said, you know. So sometimes you may think, man, they canceled, blah, blah, but now they're no longer wasting our time. So it's a win for us. And then it says that now, he says, now you can't make someone want something you want. It doesn't make you a failure. It just makes it that they don't want it. So when those that cancel, we shouldn't take it personally. We won because now they're no longer wasting our time. We can spend our time doing something else. So he was speaking about, you know, the same thing you're talking about now being we're not being encouraged or we're disencouragement, you know, so we're kind of like, maybe feeling a certain way. I mean, maybe what's going on with all of us, it could be the weather. You know, I'm not feeling it today and I didn't do it today because I didn't feel it. So I kind of did other things because I had other stuff that was happening with me today as well. So, we just don't let it get us down. We just, we get back up and say, well, that was a win for me. You know, regardless of what it was a win because that's what I wanted. So I win either way. And that's what he spoke about. So yeah, that was it.
Yeah, I love that. Very, very nice. So I'll just kind of thank you for that. That was really, really good. I think that was Corey Baker yesterday. I think it was Corey Baker, but yeah, so good. So I'll just kind of share just a few things and I'll just kind of run through them really quick because we're at the time. Some of the things that I've kind of been taught and learned, and I've learned over these past 4.5 years on how to manage disappointments and discouragement. The very, very first thing I've learned, especially when dealing with people in a business like this, is that you have to see, and kind of go along with Barbara was saying, is see the positive in everything. Now, when someone cancels, when someone does something that they say they were going to do and don't do it, is look at it is most people look at it as it's happening to me instead of kind of changing the way they think on this is happening for me. These discouragements, these disappointments are supposed to happen. We always hear Dr. A talk about embrace the obstacle as a way, because that's the only way you're going to grow. That's the only way you're going to improve. That's the only way you're going to get better is if you embrace the obstacles away and look at these things as, well, what can I learn from this? How is this testing me? How is this opportunity? How is whatever is this situation, this event, how is it going to help me become a better coach? What can I learn from this the next time this happens or doesn't happen? And so really just changing the way you think is so powerful. And this is why personal development is huge. Personal development is so huge and so important. I mean, on our call we just had this weekend with Dr. A, it was that event that we just did was a personal development event. If you got on that thinking it was going to teach you how to acquire clients, I mean, they did that, acquire clients and coaches, but it was more about how do we personally grow and how do you develop yourself. So that's one of the biggest things is looking at everything in a positive light on how can I learn from this. We all are here because we say we want to help people, right? We want to help. I want to help. I want to serve. So when we stop thinking about ourselves and stop thinking about, well, what is this doing to me, but thinking about them and how was this, or what can I learn from this, on how can I become a better coach, a better leader, a better client, whatever, so that I can help them, so I can serve them. And we really, and kind of take that attention and stop thinking about ourselves. Because isn't that why we're here? Didn't we sign up for this because we want to help people? So then when we stop thinking about ourselves, we start thinking about, well, how can I serve them? How can I help more people? Another tool and tip, guys, is focus. And I talked about this on when I did the call a couple days ago, is only focus on what you can control. Only focus on what you can control. You cannot control what anybody is going to do. You cannot control if your clients are going to eat the pizza. You can't control if they're going to eat a half a gallon of ice cream. You cannot control if you invite all of your clients to this call and none of them show up. You cannot control that. All you can do is focus on what you can't control. So what can you control? And these are all different ways to help us manage discouragements, disappointment, is to really think about, well, what can I control? Well, I can't control what other people are going to do, but I can control what I'm going to do. I know I'm just going to go and I'm going to talk to more people. I'm going to invite more people. I'm going to go look for the people that value these type of calls and feel like this is something valuable to them that's going to help them in their health and in their journey. So really, I think that's probably one of the biggest ones, is focus on what you can control. And then the last one I'll kind of leave you guys with is, one of the best antidotes for discouragement and disappointment is action. Get into action. When you are discouraged, and it's hard because your mindset is telling you, I don't feel like it. I don't want to. I'm discouraged. I don't feel good. I don't want to talk to nobody. One of the best antidotes to kind of cure discouragement is get into action. So this is where you got to kind of have to trick yourself and teach yourself, I'm discouraged. I'm not feeling good. I don't want to. I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to get into action. And why does action is the best antidote? Because when you get into action, you're usually going to have some type of win or some type of victory. I don't feel like talking to nobody, or my clients are canceling. Nobody wants to do this. That's a story. It's not true. But then when you get into action, you go talk to more people, you're going to find someone that's going to say, oh my goodness, Carol, thank you for reaching out to me and sharing this with me. This has changed my life. And so now you get this encouragement and you start feeling good because you're now serving and you're helping somebody and you're no longer discouraged. But all you did was you kind of switched your thought process, and you got into action. Action is the number one antidote for discouragements and disappointments. So if you can kind of trick your mindset or trick your brain to think, oh, I don't feel like doing it, I'm going to do it anyways. Because when we get into action, when we start talking to people, you're going to find people that want your help. And then you're going to get those text messages. You're going to get that call. You're going to get that thank you. You're going to get that I appreciate you. You're going to get those clients that are amazing, that are rock stars, that are sticking to their plan. And it's just going to make you feel good. And then, of course, when we feel good, what do? We want to do more. You want to do more. You want to talk to more people. You want to help more people. So when we talk about building a business and serving and helping more people, it all comes down to action. So there's all different types of tricks and techniques we can do to kind of, shift our energy and to kind of change our mindset. And I'll just kind of run through them again. Is self-development, really growing yourself. So how I grow myself and what I do for self-development is, first of all, Carol said, is prayer is one of the best ways. But I also like to read. Podcasts. I love listening to podcasts. Audiobooks. Those audiobooks, the books that Dr. A just recommended, I download them on audiobooks. When I'm exercising, when I'm doing my walks, when I'm working out, I'm filling my mind with positive things so that it's kind of helped me switch that my mindset. So personal development, reading, books, podcasts, prayer, meditation, whatever it is for you. But that's one of the biggest things. Again, focus on what you can control. Stop thinking about yourself. It's not about you. You signed up and you did this because you want to help, you want to serve others. Somebody mentioned count your blessings. I love that. Count your blessings. How many people have you helped? You know, what have you accomplished is one of the best ways to manage discouragement and disappointment. And then get into action. Get into action is one of the best. Okay. So I hope that was helpful, but you guys, it happens. I know it does. And that's why I love this group and I love our community, because we can all come together. As I mentioned earlier, even for our clients, it's a safe, supportive, encouragement place where we can be ourselves. We can talk to the discouragements and disappointments, but we don't sit in that funk. We figure out ways on how we can improve, how we can get better so that we can become better to go serve and help more people. So as I forgot who it was, someone said we have, Nelly or someone said 5-6 days left in the month. Let's finish this month strong and go out and help some people. Thank you guys all for being on, and we'll see you guys all next week. Everyone have an amazing week.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Good night.
Good to see you.
Good night.